Alright guys, back from Buffalo Wild Wings. Like I said, I ordered the honey barbecue chicken salad. I probably could have left the cheese to the side, to be honest. I probably should have, since the cheese is something that may vary. You know, it just depends on who's making the food for me back in the kitchen. It kind of leads me to a certain point I want to talk about real quick. When you do go out to eat, and I'm saying you can go out to eat, you can still count macros when you're going out. Obviously, it's not going to be as accurate or as precise as weighing things at home, but when your friends invite you to something or you want to go out, don't let this bodybuilding lifestyle hold you back. It's as simple as that, right? But when you do go out, it's probably smarter to make choices that are hard to screw up, right? Something like a salad with no cheese, no croutons, no dressing. You can't really screw that up. If you are over or under, it's not going to be by that much. But if you do order something like French fries, or you order something like hot wings, anything that's fried, especially things that are fried or layered in butter or have oil in them, it can be off by so much. Compare that to being off a little bit in your carbs. Say you order just a plain potato and maybe some grilled chicken. Say the potato is bigger than what it is supposed to be on, say, MyFitnessPal, on the nutrition website for the chain restaurant you're eating at. The potato is a little bit bigger. You went over by 10 carbs. Ooh. Whereas if you're at a place like I don't know, Hometown Buffet or anywhere where something's fried or layered in oil, you could easily, the person in the back could easily flicker on 10 grams of fat extra. Something like that, 20 grams of fat extra, okay? Now you compare the 40 calories from the extra protein or carbs you may get from something simple, something basic, compared to the 90, 200 calories you might go over if you order something that's super high in oil and butter and shit. So that's just a quick tip, kind of a rant there. So yeah, when I do go out to restaurants like that, I'm trying to order things that are pretty easy, hard to screw up, etc. So one last thing when it comes to Buffalo Wild Wings, and many chain restaurants you'll find different options. You know, you don't know which one to choose from, for example. I only use half of the dressing when it comes to the salad. So what I did is I found the macros or an input for honey barbecue chicken salad with the dressing, okay, with dressing, and it came out to this right here. And it's going to vary just depending on who inputs what. And basically 62 fat, 38 and 34. And then I looked at it without dressing. I got different numbers: 17 fat, 49 carb, 35 protein. It's funny how the carbs are different. I don't know how that works out, but hey, that's that. 38 to 49. That's interesting, huh? Anyways, I'm gonna actually, what I'm gonna do here in this sort of situation, damage control, right? What do I do here? I'm going to average it out. I'm going to find the average of the fat, average of the carbs, average of the protein, and use that as my macros for that meal right there. And since, unfortunately on MyFitnessPal, I know on macros, My Macros Plus, there's a different app called My Macros Plus or something like that. But on MyFitnessPal, you can't customly or individually input macros for meals. You can't do that. You have to find inputs and create meals. It's just, they haven't fixed it yet. God damn it, MyFitnessPal, fix your shit. Fix it, man. Motherfucker, fix it. They haven't fixed it yet. So that you can manually input macros. Like, I know the macros I'm supposed to put in, but since this thing won't let me, well, I could, but it would take me like 10 minutes to make a customized meal. What I'm going to do is subtract the macros that I think are from the meal that I just ate from my totals, okay? So if I average it out and find that this meal was about 45 grams of fat, I'm going to subtract that from my 70 grams of fat, and those are the new totals for the day. And then from there, I make sure my numbers add up to that. So my numbers from here add up to that. And I'm not going to use any of these inputs that I just used. So that's a little damage control with Matt Ogus, the manlet of jacked lesbianism. Okay guys, did the math super quick. Keep in mind, this doesn't take me a lot of time. I'm going to get comments like, Matt, this looks complicated. It looks so, you're making it so tough on yourself. It looks complicated. Motherfucker, this took me no time whatsoever. Back off of me. So, here are the freaking averages that I just got. And don't worry guys, I'm not in a bad mood. I'm just emphasizing my points. I'm going to actually add 5 grams of fat to that, that meal that doesn't have solid, 100% accurate macros. I'm going to add 5 grams of fat. I'm going to add 10 carbs, about 10 carbs. So I'm just going to bring it up to 50, and I'm actually going to subtract 5 protein because when you go out, you're usually skimped on protein. That's just the way it is. So those are the new macros for the meal I just ate. Now I'm going to subtract that from my actual totals, where I'm supposed to get 70, 360, 225. I'm going to subtract that to get my new totals for just today. Alright guys, 10 seconds later, seriously. These are the macros that I have to hit by the end of the day after I subtracted the meal that I just ate. This was the meal that I just ate, this chicken salad. See how it makes sense, right? It didn't have a lot of carbs, but I'm just adding that to be safe. Didn't have a lot of protein, and it most likely had a decent amount of fat from the dressing, but I didn't use all of the dressing. If I did, it would be something like that. I only used a little bit. So here's what I have left for the day. Keep in mind, this doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of effort. All right. Now here's what I have currently, and that's without this meal in the books because I didn't need to put it in because I can't customize meals really. 22 fat, 189 carb, 145 protein. Okay. Those are my current numbers, and I'm supposed to hit these by the end of the day. So I have a little bit of fat. I have about 100 something carbs, and I have about 50 protein. Let's go hit those numbers, guys. Alright guys, it's nighttime now. It's time to seal up the macros. Time to cap them off, finish them. What are the macros I'm hitting? The 70 fat, 360 carb, 225 protein. One thing to keep in mind for me, and if you guys do this as well, if you eat out and you estimate the macros to be a certain macros, you have to subtract that from the totals to have the new total that you're going to hit for the day on your program, whether it's MyFitnessPal or my macros plus. So, we estimated that it was going to be this, which was basically the average of 2 inputs on my MyFitnessPal, and what I did was I added some fat to it, I added some carbs to it, I took away some protein to kind of make it a little bit more accurate, and here's the numbers that I'm actually going to hit. Now, when it's nighttime, especially nighttime, I actually make sure that the numbers add up and hit the macros I'm going for before I eat anything. When it's the beginning of the day, and I'll have my banana and whey protein and fish oil, I may or may not actually input it there on the spot, if that makes sense, right? Because when it's in the morning time, I just want to eat, begin my day. I may not want to actually type it in, though that doesn't take a lot of time. You already know that. So what I'm really saying here is, especially at nighttime, I make sure it adds up and hits the numbers perfectly, or as perfect as possible, as accurate as possible, before anything goes in my mouth. Okay, hope that makes sense. When it's the beginning of the day, it doesn't actually have to be inputted before it enters the mouth. But at the end of the day, it has to add up correctly, because if it doesn't add up correctly, what's the point? What's the point? So, what am I eating now to finish up the macros? I'm gonna have a shake, right? I'm gonna have 1 3/4 scoops of whey. I'm gonna have, I think that's 140 grams of banana. I'm gonna have 2 servings of Fiber One. It also adds fiber. It helps me hit the fiber for the day. Half a serving of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And of course, I'm going to need some milk, so half a serving of milk in that bowl right there. And also about a little bit less than 100 grams of pineapple. These numbers, after I inputted it, took me to 30 fat, 309 carb, and 196 protein. Now compare that to the numbers I'm supposed to hit. See, 30 and 25, it's within 5, so I'm cool. 309, 310, perfect. 195, 196, perfect. So that's how you hit the macros. That's how I hit the macros. It's so easy. This didn't take me much time. It only took me time to record this. That's it. And I hit the macros. That's how easy it is. Whether I'm eating the same thing every day or eating different things every day, all I do is input it into my macros, make sure the macros hit up, make sure I hit my fiber, make sure I drink lots of water, get rest, train hard, and I lose weight. If we're not losing weight, we lower some carbs, we up a little bit of cardio, and it's as simple as that. That is fitness. That is body composition. That is transforming your body. It's simple. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. That's it. Hit my damn macros. Also got to eat out with my friends. Win-win. Take care, guys. World's tallest manlet checking out.
And quit being a little bitch! Ogus cake!